This is the area where the obelisk was, the black 10-foot long obelisk. That's the tree. That's one of the two trees that were like a fork, like a pitchfork. This is all overgrown compared to what it was then. This is the place. This is the place where everything happened. This is the place where I know Susie was happiest. Susie had run off out of sight up in the area here. And Susie was out of sight. I couldn't find her. I couldn't locate her. And then up here, I located her and saw her up in this tree area. All I could hear was Susie screaming and barking and wailing like something was attacking her. And it was close. I couldn't see her. I couldn't see anything, so I ran through the woods over here about 30 feet, and there she was, with Freddie, with her, tearing each other apart. It was terrible. It was terrible to see. It's just emotional. I feel like she's here. I feel like Susie's here. I mean, this was the last place that I saw her. Never could I have imagined that anything like that was about to happen. Never.
So, when you ran up to your dog, Susie, what happened next?
Freddie had her by the throat and was throwing her back and forth like this, as fast as you could imagine him doing that. Like there was no weight to her. She was 80 pounds of a dog. And it was just unbelievable to witness. I mean, I could barely even fathom that something could move that fast, throwing my dog back. And as I watched, I just saw Susie's body hanging from Freddie as he threw her back and forth as fast as he could. And in that moment, her body just turned to ash, just falling to the ground, like ash from a fireplace. No distinguishing parts or pieces, just white ash. And that was the last time I saw her body. It was terrible. It was unnerving, mortifying, insane to see again. And I can still feel it. Still feel it. Well, I jumped forward, took the branch that I picked up, and swung as hard as I could like a baseball bat, and hit him in the head, right in the back of his head. Splitting his skull, falling to the ground. All within seconds. No forethought, no imagery or plan, just insanity, just terrible insanity. To strike out against what I had just witnessed. I fell to the ground. I couldn't breathe. I had a hard time breathing, catching my breath. Something had hit me at the same time I hit the creature. And it was like a sack of bricks that had hit me, crippling me, making it almost impossible to breathe. And I just sat there for the longest time, maybe 45 minutes before even moving, because I couldn't move, I couldn't get up. I couldn't even barely breathe to think what was happening, what was really happening in front of me. It wasn't an illusion, it was there. It was there in front of me, not 3 feet in front of me was this body with his head split open and his blood all over the ground. It was a terrible, terrible moment in my life, because not only did my life end as it had previously been, but for 30 years it's been the same. It's been me not able to reconcile the exact actions for this. I still can't even think about what really happened to my dog. And I feel like she's here. I feel like she's locked in this area. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. So then I realized I had my video camera, and I thought, why not try to get something, see if anything will be recorded. Maybe nothing will be recorded, but in spite of that, it was just a spontaneous act, something that made sense to me because I was used to my camera, I was used to my path. So I took it out and just started recording everything that was in front of me. Hoping something would be recorded. The video camera would become crazily out of sync and go distorted, so I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know what I would get, if anything, but I just knew I had to try. I had to try to record it for whatever use that would be. When I came across the obelisk, the black floating obelisk, I ran up to it and I fell against it because I lost my footing. And then I got back up, and for a second I felt like maybe it had absorbed me. Maybe it had taken on me. And then I was standing there and everything was the same, but it was there. Nevertheless, it was floating, it was stationary, it was as if it was anchored to the air. Insanity went through my mind. Just couldn't be happening. None of this could be logically real. But nevertheless, it was there. So I just kept filming. This was 30 years ago that all this took place. And every time I come back here, it's like a surreal revision of seeing the same things happening in my mind, in my memory, and realizing I had a thermal blanket, a recreational emergency thermal blanket, which I used to cover the body in. I didn't have anything else. I thought if I could cover it and save it, preserve it, I could bring somebody back to help me with this, to deal with this. So I ended up just opening the thermal blanket and wrapping the body up into it, wrapping the body and rolling it into, I didn't want to touch it. I did not want to touch it. So I kept a thermal blanket between me and it and wrapped it up like a burrito and put my straps from my pack on it and and lifted it up, and it was light. It was extremely light, because the feeling of it was like it was 30 pounds at the most. And the only reason it could be that way is because it had to have had hollow bones in amongst the oddities of it. But that was why I did it. I wanted to preserve the body, to have somebody help me, because I was going out of my mind in this time, looking for some kind of logical process to take. And it gets dark in the forest early, so I wanted to start heading back to where it was almost an hour to I had walked down to this place 30 years ago. So I knew I had to get out. I had to find a way out. Some people say, this was amazing, you were so courageous. I wasn't courageous at all. I was trying to survive. I was trying to get out of here without just dying in the woods, like my dog.
This feels like a historic moment for UAP disclosure, Sarah. What do you think comes next?
In my professional experience, yes, there is definitely NHI, non-human intelligence, that has visited here for many decades. And in a personal capacity, I have also had encounters in public where I have met NHI as well. So there are definitely things that the government is going to have to come clean on soon.
You met NHI in public. Can you please explain more?
Yeah, there was a space where it is known for NHI to be present. They do look kind of similar to humans, but there's quite a few around in the area here in the DC metro area where some NHI show up.
So what you're implying is that these not NHIs look very human. They could walk among us and we might not notice.
Correct. I first noticed the energy of the entity walking in before I even knew who they were or anything. I felt the energy first, and then I looked at what my body was reacting to.
What was that energy like when you encountered this NHI?
My first thought, it was a hybrid, so it was part human, part NHI. I feel like my body kind of got rigid because it didn't know how to react. It didn't know what it was encountering, because that really hasn't happened before in public. It definitely had a very different body shape, body form, like all kinds of, and the eyes changed. It was very interesting.
Wow. We are living in the age of disclosure. What comes next will change the course of human history.